This video serves as a walkthrough for how to progress through the new Wrath of the Gods update. I include a spoiler warning before any big reveals, so feel free to follow along. First, you'll have to beat Skeletron for anything to even happen. Speaking of Skeletron, I honestly think Terraria has been feeling kinda stale recently. And it's not like anything new's just gonna suddenly fall out of the sky either or anything. After beating Skeletron or Wall of Flesh, you should encounter this mysterious looking gal who casually comes tumbling down from God knows where. Her name is Solyn, and she's the star of the show in this new update. You'll want to keep a close eye on her throughout progression. Speaking of which, you can immediately go and talk to her a day after her explosive entrance at her newly established campsite, which shouldn't be too hard to find in the overworld. She'll usually be idling around it somewhere. In my case, she was casually sitting at the bottom of an oasis. What a character. This is a great time to pause if you don't want the quest to be spoiled. She'll ask you to repair her telescope, which should be somewhere around the campsite. It'll require 10 gold bars or platinum bars and 15 wood. Once you repair the telescope and talk with her, she'll fast forward the time until it's night and stargaze with you. There are quite a few fascinating celestial objects to admire up there, each prompting a witty remark from Solyn when clicked. It's all light-hearted fun until you notice that something's off. A cold presence lurking amidst the warm glow of the stars, revealing you to an endless, swirling abyss. Solyn is off-put by this, but decides to brush it off for now. As a gift for stargazing with her, she'll give you an item called the Star Charm, which increases your luck stat and also heightens the chance for meteor showers to occur. Anyways, time to fuck up Wall of Flesh because the next Solyn quest unlocks after Cryogen is defeated. You'll notice a little arrow bouncing on top of Permafrost's head, which is kinda silly. Just initiate a conversation with him once and he'll give you a key which you will need to show to Solyn. Oh yeah, and whenever Solyn is sleeping, you'll just have to wait until daytime to talk to her, I guess. Pause now if you want to play through the quest yourself. Presenting the dormant key to Solyn, she can deduce that this key is somehow connected to a structure in the underground snow biome via some ground chakra crystal star sign magic mumbo jumbo. She'll then mark the structure on your map and spontaneously teleport there. Okay. Once you arrive, you'll notice that you can't break any blocks near what we call Permafrost's Keep. The only way to get inside is to unlock the door via the dormant key Permafrost gave you. Inside, you can actually find quite a few useful things for early hard mode players. An alchemy and a bewitching table, a crystal ball, various crates, quite a few neat little things. Though our main attraction here is the chunk of magical ice in the cellar, encasing a peculiar seedling with powers yet unknown to us. Solyn tells you to hold on to it for now, as it may prove to be useful in the future. You can mine it up once Solyn teleports away. Oh? Okay, let's clear out some trees and make a little garden out of this place. By garden, I of course only mean this one single plant. Ooh, I've never seen a plant spread red happy goodness all over the grass before. Cool, sick even. After planting down the perfectly normal plant, you can just make some general progression. And by some general progression, I mean a lot of progression. You have to go post Moonlord to get the next quest from Solyn. This is a great time to pause if you don't want the quest to be spoiled. Anyways, as I was saying, there's this huge gap in between Solyn quests, and actually, where the fuck did the sun just go? Oh, it's the rift again. Solyn, breaking news, the sun is gone. What the fuck?
I've actually already gotten the news because the entire fucking sky is the breaking news.
With the world on the brink of calamity, Solyn devised a plan. The seedling from Permafrost's Keep holds limitless magic. If harnessed, its power could be turned to the sky. To unlock its true power though, we must gather more magical artifacts. This construction shall be called the Genesis. After conversing with Solyn, you'll just be going through progression as usual, up until Providence. I mean, you can kill Sickness and Stormweaver as well because they don't really affect anything, though you may start noticing the environment changing around you. Due to the lack of sunlight, the world has entered a perpetual winter. Your world will be covered in snow, your lakes will be covered in ice, your senses begin dulling, you lose sense of self. The situation is getting dire. This is a great time to pause if you don't want the quest to be spoiled. After Providence's defeat, Solyn uncovers a revelation. Ancient texts speak of a sealed rift in the dungeon, much like the one blocking the sun. Within it lies one of the artifacts needed to construct the Genesis. Speaking of the rift covering the sun, I'm pretty sure it was not that big before. Must be my schizophrenia. In this mod, Ceaseless Void serves as the seal for the rift in the dungeon, which is honestly a banger change. Defeating him releases the rift, but you'll need to report back to Solyn before interacting with it. Once informed, she flies to the dungeon rift. Follow her there, exchange your few final words with her, and watch as she takes a leap of faith to retrieve the artifact herself.
Okay, hold the camera for a second. Hi, I'm Solyn and welcome to Jackass. Today I'm going to enter the interdimension.
And she made it back, artifact in hand, but something in the rift clearly shook her to the core. Come on, how bad could it? What is this, some kind of twisted garden? Speaking of twisted, I don't remember this entire area being red. Also, wow, that was one hell of a growth spurt, huh? The next magical seedling comes from Supreme Calamitas. Another big leap in progression, but who cares? The ever-growing rift makes everything else feel insignificant. Once Supreme Calamitas is defeated, the seedling can be found among her other drops. Though, unlike the rest, it defies gravity. Planting the blazing bud brings the Genesis to its penultimate form, just one seedling left to go. The prerequisite for this final seedling's quest is killing the exomechs. This is a great time to pause if you don't want the quest to be spoiled. Since her journey through the rift, Solyn has been researching magical artifacts and found a possible holder of the final seedling. That person, or rather, robot, turns out to be Drayden, and so Solyn asks you to lead her to the Codebreaker to go ask Drayden about the seedling. Drayden, the avid advocate for all knowledge that he is, already knew that we needed this seed, so he proposed an offer. We were to fight his strongest machine together with Solyn, and in return he'd just hand over the seed. I mean, of course we accepted the offer, it was too good not to accept. Though be prepared, because this fight is unlike any other in Terraria. Your weapons are actually just like nearly useless. Only by teaming up with Solyn for a synchronized beam attack independent of your weapons can you do real damage. Throughout the fight you'll have to dash to Solyn, free her from binds, block chainsaw strikes like an anime duel, and take cover behind her star shield to prevent a massive fucking death ray from evaporating you. Like, what is this anymore? After defeating Mars, you can make your way over to the location in which he died and find that the magic seedling was his sole power source all along. With the final seedling in hand, you return to the Genesis, planting the last seed down. Everything is foggy, unnaturally so, but one thing you know for certain. The Genesis has been finalized. A deep, unnatural creaking echoes from within. The fated time has arrived. After completing the Genesis, you go and tell Solyn of the situation. Carefree as ever, she's jumping with joy, itching to go and put the Genesis to use. It's been a long and frivolous journey, but in the end, we made it through the unyielding cold. It's time to end this. There are enough videos on the Avatar fight, just go watch one of those. Anyway, my job here is done because the quest is over. If you want to know what happens to Solyn, go play the mod yourself. Also, if you want to see my first time reaction to Avatar, which was like 7 months ago because I was in the quality assurance team, click the video on the screen right now. Anyways, thanks for watching and have a breathful time playing the mod.